Patience. And now hold it there. Let's start pressing through the big toes. Don't worry about anything else. Press through your big toes, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. And now let's rotate the head no further than the shoulders and then bring it back to the other side. This is great, especially if you've just got up. Bring it back to the middle, drop the chin down into the chest, and now rotate the head so your ear is level with the shoulder, and then over to the other side. Back round, and let's go all the way around this time. Slowing it down when you get to the back. And then round. Bring it back to the centre and lift the chin, nice and level. Step a little bit wider, knees are soft, bottom under. We're going to rotate from here. So for some reason it helps if your hands are up like this. The reason that we bent the knees is that you're going to keep them to the front. You don't have a choice. Keep them to the front. Off you go. So you're actually getting your trunk rotation, because if you don't focus on keeping your knees to the front, watch what happens. You see? Everything's twisty-turny. We're only focusing on here. Bring it back to the front, step a little bit wider, and the favourite bit, because the weekend's coming, well, it's hump day, is that. Really tuck it under so you can feel the stretch there, and then the other way. Yes, I did think the weekend was coming, but it is hump day. Forward and back. We just need to get to 12 o'clock, and then it's home free. Okay, so I'll put this on a diagonal, I think, today, because we're going to start with a sun salutation. So I want you to stand to the front of your mat, feet hip distance apart and facing forward. Remember, they're not like that, they're like that. Breathe in and squeeze your head with your arms. Really try and touch the ceiling, try and touch your ears with your arms. Now breathe in and bring it down to tabletop. Arms coming directly out from the shoulders. Now, as you can see, or you can't see my shoulder because my hand's in the way. Breathe in, hands just below the knees, and the reason the hand was in the way was because it was in the correct position. Now, when I'm not thinking about it, this is what happens. When I'm thinking about it, I'm pulling the shoulders away from my ears, holding the tummy in, flattening my back. Breathe in. Let's glide all the way down and then let your head go. So you can feel that stretch in the back of your legs. Have a bit of a rock side to side. Remember, it's not your arms, it's your body. And you can actually feel the change in the stretch coming up and down the back of the legs. Now put your hands down on the floor, bend your knees and step back with your right leg, the right leg, as far back as you can. Heel pointing up to the ceiling, front foot, your toes are spread like that. Squeeze your head. And now press through that back heel so your back leg is straight and not saggy like that. Breathe in, hands down. Let's take the leg to the back and put your knees down. Let's bring those hands in alignment with the shoulders and lower your chest down. Put your thumbs on your bottom ribs. So you're going to have two options. I'll show you the low one first, actually. The Sphinx. You've got your elbows underneath your shoulders, lifting the chest and growing the neck. Now, when I say grow the neck, we're trying to make it longer, but we're not looking up. Okay? There's your first position. There's your second. So you're trying to let the hips get to the floor. We don't hold this for very long because it is quite intense on your back. So breathe in and sit back in your pose of a child. To breathe out. Ooh, a bit of a cramp in the toes there. Let's scoop it through again. Breathe in, breathe out. Thumbs on the bottom ribs. Bring that baby up. Breathe in and connect your toes. We're going to go up into a down dog now. Breathe in, breathe out. So it's your first down dog, not too much pressure into it, but like it. Bend your knees, left knee on the floor, right foot to the front. And then we lean into that hip flexor. Make sure that this foot is far forward enough, arms in the air. Feeling the stretch in your hips. Hands down, back leg in. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do one more sun salutation. Keep your arms next to your ears and fold to tabletop. Can you keep your arms next to your ears? It is quite a challenging move. Breathe in, hands down to breathe out. And now let's take the left leg to the back, all the way as far back as you can get it. Heels pointing up to the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. So I had a little wobble there, but I made sure that I pressed through the toes on my front foot, sorted me right out. Straight back leg, hands down. Let's take that leg to the back now. And now we've done the knees down. So when you make sure that your hands are in the correct position, I want you to lower it down. Your chest is the first thing to touch the floor. I do love doing a plank lower. So remember your options, a sphinx or a cobra. Elbows soft. Breathe in and sit back in your pose of a child. Push your hands into the mat to get your bottom onto your heels. Gives you a really good stretch right there. And now bringing it up, left leg forward. Lean into it, arms in there. Oof. Hands down. Let's bring the back leg in. So breathe in and rise. Breathing out as you lean back. And hands down. Have a quick drink. We're now going to go for a forward facing straight leg fold because, as you know, this week we're concentrating on the splits. So in order to set that up, let's have the left leg to the front, right leg to the back. Heels are in line with each other. So with the right leg at the back, your feet are a bit like 2 o'clock. So we bring it round here. And now to ease into it, I want you to bend that knee. So you're kind of starting with a warrior one. And now I'm going to bring the chest down, either resting your hands here, or on the floor. Your aim is to get your chest on your knee or your chin on your foot. So you can feel the stretch all the way there. It could be quite intense. To make it even more intense, push your chest forward. If you push your chest forward, you'll feel the extra stretch. So I can't reach as far on this one because of the bad hamstring. So I'll be able to demonstrate better on my other leg. Now bend into the knee. Lift your upper body. As you can see, I took my leg further back because I've got quite a wide warrior one and a wide warrior two. So now you're in your warrior one. Make sure that the shoulders are square. So don't let it pull this way. Shoulders square, arms next to the ears. Now bring the hands down. Breathe in and rise. Breathing out. Let's change legs. So we've got the other leg to the back now. Heels in line. Bending into the knee. Breathe in and take it down. So this is where I put my hands on the floor and I'm trying to straighten out. You see, it's much easier for me on this side because this leg is fine. You can put your hands on your shin or your thigh. Remember, the poof always comes in as well. Or you can put your hands on the floor. Make sure you've got one hand on either side if that's what you're doing. So it keeps you central, otherwise you end up like that. You see how much flatter I am here. But this is really quite intense in the back of the leg. I like that. Bend the knee, breathe in, bring it up to breathe out. Really working that shoulder around, don't let it pull you. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out. And bring it down, give it a bit of a shake. Let's swap legs. Because of course it's me, we've got an add-on. Pull those shoulders back. So let's start with the warrior one. We've got the right leg to the back, the heels are in line. Bend your knee, round to the front. Warrior one, breathe in. And as you breathe out, let's start to straighten the front leg. Just remember, you are not locking it out. You've always got that tiny bend going on. You feel that maybe up to your glutes. Now bend the front knee. This is my best bit. Let's lift the back legs. Now you see I move my arms so they're in position with my shoulder. You lift that back leg. The idea, head on the floor, toes on the ceiling, knee pointing to the floor, so don't turn it out that way. Keep it here. Feet together. Breathe in and rise. Breathing out. Let's swap legs. It's quite a challenging one, but I do like it. Bending into the knee to take it forward. So we go for that straight leg, forward fold. All the way over. That's so satisfying right there. Now bend into the knee as we lift the back leg. Make sure that the knee stays facing the floor and we lift the leg up. As high as you can get it. Oh yeah, feel the work. Feet together. Breathe in and rise. Breathe out. Bring those hands back down. Give it a bit of a shake. And have a drink. It's quite challenging today, but hopefully you're liking it. So, I'm going to bring the mat back here as we're going for our wide leg. Wide leg. Really working those hamstrings. Roll the shoulders back and lift the chest, arms out. Breathe in and let's fold forward, leading with the chest. Now put your hands on the floor and your heels, the heels of the hand, next to the mat. Let's walk it out. Bend your elbows. And let's walk it back in again. Nice and wide. Drop the heels and push your knees out as you come up. Right, now we go back to a down dog. I know you missed it. Let's have a Pilates roll down to get into it first. So if you set the posture, feet hip distance apart, roll those shoulders back and lift your chest. Now put your chin into your neck and roll it down. And walk those hands forward so you're in a great down dog, pushing the heels into the mat. Now lift your right leg in the air. Don't turn your hips. How high can you get it? How close to the floor can you get your head? Now this right leg, bring it through. So bend the left knee, bring the right leg to the front of the mat and open it out. So now you've got, let me turn this a bit. This leg is straight and it's parallel to the top of the mat. Now can you get your chest on your shin? That's your hip flex, that's a hip stretch. Let's change sides. Pushing your hands into the floor so you can really feel that. Chest onto the leg. And uncurl. Now sitting down with your feet nice and wide. So I'm just going to readjust. Legs out. Breathe in. Let's go down to one side. So remember, if you're not quite touching your toes, put your hands underneath your legs, but keep them at the same level. Don't do that because then you just might as well be sat like this. Okay? Legs out. You need a stretch. If you can't feel the stretch, you're not doing the stretch. And uncurl. Let's swap sides. Try and keep both bum cheeks on the floor. That's a real good one to help to progress your stretch. Back to the middle. Lift it up. Take a deep breath in. Walk it forward. This one really gets the back of my leg. So, you know, we're all different. We've all got different flexibilities. Some of us can get our chest on the floor. Some of us, they're miles away. But then some of us can do a glute stretch and hands on the floor. Let's bring those legs together. Sitting up nice and tall, hand down. Breathe in, breathe out. Change sides. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands in prayer. Breathe in, breathe out. Namaste. Thank you very much.